Happy Monday. It's the first day of spring. I got me some, look, I can't ever tell which way I'm supposed to be turning. But I've got me some yellow roses because I want it to be bright for springtime. I'm a springtime baby. Welcome to Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. This is our third edition for Women's History Month, and we have our own Guess Who's Coming to Dinner honorable mentions. So today you're going to see who that special woman is. But first, I want to say I want to give a shout out to Coach Kenny Payne. Now, Louisville's acting like it's just Christmas. And I sure hope that since basketball seems to be the glue that brings this city together, that his coming to U of L will bring this community together. Because, we still segregated as all get up, except when we go to basketball and football games. Then we get along. We love each other. You get out and don't, cut somebody off and you forgot that was the same person that was sitting in front of you, and you was high-fiving them all day long. We need to learn how to love each other, treat each other a little bit better than we do. But welcome, Coach Kenny Payne. Wait a minute, let me do how you do it. Go cards. Can't tell where to bring my fingers. Go cards. All right. And the other thing I want to speak on is still got problems with this violence. I'm going to talk about that a little later on at the end of the show, because we've got a lot of people doing some things, but it seems to be that it's all about plotting some strategy. We need to have some action. These children need something to do to occupy their time. So, we need to have them in a room with us, not us in a room and them still out in the streets. So, I think that's kind of twisted. So maybe, I'll keep bringing it up until maybe I'll step out and do something. Oh, I've got something to do. But first, let me say, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so proud because she is the new principal at my alma mater, Shawnee. The academy at Shawnee, and that would be none other than Principal Kym Rice. Hello, girlfriend.
Hey, good evening, Ms. Miller. How are you?
I am wonderful. How about yourself?
I am well. I am doing well. Thank you.
Let me tell you one thing that I wanted to say to you is that I have never seen a principal that can be smiling all the time. You always seem to have just this positive attitude. And I think that's a difficult thing to do, being a principal. So tell me how you manage to stay so just bright and uplifted.
Well, I'm going to tell you the secret is by the grace of God.
Yes. That's always the secret.
Yes, that is the secret. He keeps me going, even on the days that I think are the lowest ones. Mm-hmm. I always look to him for my strength, and that's what keeps me going. And it helps too that I'm a pretty chipper person most of the time. Anyway.
Most of the time, yeah, that does help, doesn't it? Well, tell me now. I know we met. I first met you when I was subbing over at Western Middle School, mm-hmm. and you were just a ray of sunshine then. So, what happened to make you make the decision to come to Shawnee?
It was a lot of things that took place. I really was happy at Western Middle School for the arts. We had done some great things. We had a great community there, family support, families engaged. The kids were amazing. And I was like, this is good. I'm happy to be here. But then that was that part of me that there was need elsewhere. And so when the opportunity came up, I turned it down twice and said, nope, not going to do that. I'm good. But then that third time, it was something about that third time. They say third time's a charm, or whatever you want to call it. But that third time, I said, there's something for me to do for another group of kids. And so I had been past Shawnee many, many, many times. I grew up right there on North 43rd,
Okay.
315 North 43rd as a little
wow,
girl.
you sure enough in the neighborhood.
Yes. And so had been past the school many times, never ever dreamed that I would one day be leading the school as a principal. And I would say it's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Yes,
know, but
ma'am.
you made a statement that those kids really didn't need you. If you had a good base at Western with the parents' involvement and all that, then they're on their way.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
these kids at Shawnee, they needed all of that structure. They need
Yes,
all
ma'am.
of that. Absolutely.
And we've come so far. Saturday was my 4th year anniversary, and it
4
actually
years
marked
already?
my 4 years already.
Wow.
And we've come so far in just those 4 years. I mean, that parental support is there.
Okay,
And
good.
it's coming. And, parents want to be involved with their kids, and the kids know me and they know what I'm about. The community knows me. So it's no surprises, no secrets now. It's here. I'm here to stay.
Wow, that's wonderful. So now let's talk about the most expensive high school in the state of Kentucky. Shawnee. Who'd have thunk it up?
is. And it's not only the most expensive renovation that's been done, but Shawnee is the largest school in the state of Kentucky.
Really?
The largest school building. Now, other schools have added on to their campuses, but square foot to square foot, our actual school building, the inside is 330,000.
Whoa. You froze up on me. You still there?
Square. Uh-oh. I'm here.
Okay.
You got me now?
33,000 square feet?
330,000 square feet.
330. Whoa.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, is that both the schools combined together? Because you have the junior high is connected to the new high school.
Correct. I have a middle school, 6 through 8, and we have the high school, 9 through 12. But the actual inside of the building, 330,000 square feet.
Wow. Now that's
no
going
addition. 330,000 square feet. It's a huge building.
Wow. I never thought that
Yes.
it would be that big. Now tell me about the third floor, the opening of the third floor. I mean,
so the opening of the third
major.
floor, it's simply amazing. When I first got there, you're always trying to figure out what's happening in a building, and so I spent a couple of weekends there just walking through the building, trying to figure it out. And when I went up to this third floor, I was flabbergasted. It was a scary, dark, damp place. There were birds up there. Some had died. Some were still living. There were bats, rats, mice.
Girl.
It was awful. There was water dripping, mold. I mean, it was in really poor condition. It was dark, graffiti everywhere. And my understanding is that it was years of graffiti, students being able to sneak up there. So it was years and years of things written on the walls. Lockers had been torn out. But still, and I will say this to this day, when I got to Shawnee on March 19, 2018, I said, this school has the P word. And the P word I said it has is potential.
Ah,
And so when I went up to that third floor, I saw the potential.
okay, okay.
I said, this is an amazing, amazing place. And to really look at it now, I mean, I have pictures, but you can't, the pictures really don't tell the whole story. You
Right.
would have to have seen it to really believe it. And now it is such a bright and vibrant place. Now for the kids, we're using as much space as we can. So it's not just one group of students that get to go up to the third floor.
Right.
All the students have the opportunity to have the newness of the third floor. And so they get worn out by the time they get up there and they complain, but they have brand new furniture and all throughout the building we have new lights. The building is so much more brighter. Um, the classrooms have all the latest technology. So even though it may look very much the same on the outside, it's definitely changed on the inside.
Oh, you're looking good on it from the inside out. That's wonderful because it was amazing to me now. Principal Rice, when I went to Shawnee, there were 1,500 students.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
So I'm talking about I came out of Shawnee in 1968.
Okay.
Okay. Um, and it was integration. It was mixed. No
Mm-hmm.
problems. I don't ever remember black and white kids fighting each other. I don't
Yes,
remember
ma'am.
any of that. I
Mm-hmm.
remember that everybody seemed to have, it was almost like we were an experiment that was working, because I was, let's see, a lady by the name of young lady, Benita Show was the first black cheerleader. And I came
Okay.
up right the year after her, but when I subbed at Shawnee, when I saw, because there were only, like, you all had only like 500 students or something. And I was saying, well, where did all the kids go? And the
Mm-hmm.
kids had a bad feeling about going to Shawnee. And I closed the door to tell them what it was, and trying to lift their spirits about going to that school. So how has that changed for the students?
Well, when I first got to Shawnee, one of the things that the kids told me, because I had, some interest groups and tell me, what can I do as principal?
Right.
And one of the things they told me said, Miss Rice, nobody cares about us. We don't even have a vending machine here. I said,
Okay.
they're right. They didn't have a vending machine. And to them, that was a huge thing. I mean, it's a small thing to put a vending machine in a school.
Right.
Um, but the kids were like, we don't even have one. Well, you know
Okay.
what? We're going to get some. And so we have vending machines.
Okay.
We have TVs in the cafeteria. They didn't have TVs when I got there. They had some, but those had been mistakenly taken. That we're gonna say it like that.
Okay.
By some
Okay.
individual. Yeah, we're gonna say it like that. It was a mistake, and
Okay.
so we're gonna replace them. And so that's what we did. And so now I told them we're doing school. This is what you do here. When you come here, this is school. It says Shawnee Academy or the Academy of Shawnee, Shawnee High School. However you say it, it's a school.
Right.
So we're about school when you walk into the building.
Right.
And I'm kind of an old school. Well, I'm not going to say kind of. I am very much old
You
school.
old school. Okay.
I'm old school. It's a yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. I'm little, but I walk with a big stick.
Girl.
And when I mean business. When I say it's time to go to class, I don't mean later. I mean now. We're going to
Right.
class.
Right.
And if you're not going to do that, then you know what? This is not the place for you. But I don't know where you can go in Jefferson County where you can just hang out and
Right.
not go to classes or get your education. Because if you're in a school building, in any JCPS school, there's an expectation that you are there to get an education.
All right. I hear you. Walk tall, carry a big stick.
Yes,
So if they
ma'am.
can't say nothing about little bitty women, I'll fit in that category with you, because
Yes,
size
ma'am.
has nothing to do with it.
I've watched you in action. I know.
Huh? Me?
I've watched you in action. I know what you could do.
Look, but it's all in kind of showing them what respecting one another is all
Mm-hmm.
about.
Mm-hmm.
And once
Mm-hmm.
they feel like they're respected, it's easy for them to respect you.
Absolutely. And I expect respect, and I'm going to give them
Right,
respect. Now,
right,
when they step out of line, I'm going to let them know that they stepped out of line. You can come back in line, but
right,
we're not going to cross this line. There are certain things you're going to do, and here's my expectations. And by now, they know me. They know that I'm going to come down the hallway. If you're not where you're supposed to be, yeah, I'm going to yell. And I got a big voice, and
hmm
I'm going to yell till you get where you need to go. So either you're going to get where you need to go, or you're going to sit there and listen to me yell.
right,
But they know the expectations. I'm expecting you to be there for school. I'm expecting you to, respect others that are there. I'm expecting you to respect other people's properties and respect the adults.
right.
And I tell them all the
Absolutely.
time,
Yeah,
nobody's there to hurt you. Now, if a teacher says or an adult says, I need you to jump out the window, then I need to know about it.
yeah.
But if they're asking you to do something like, I don't know, complete your assignment
Right.
or put your
Take your
cell
seat.
phone up or write this down, yeah, we're going to do that because that's not hurting you. That's what you're supposed to do. But if they hurt
Right.
you, they already know I'm going to get them.
The
And my
students
kids
that
know
go
that.
to Shawnee now, are they still mainly bussed in?
We have students from all over. The proposed new student assignment plan. But our
Assignment.
kids come from everywhere. They come from around the neighborhood. They come from outside of the neighborhood. They come from everywhere.
Okay. Okay.
So we can't say specifically that they come from just 41st Street.
Right.
They come from the Portland area. So they come from a variety of places in Jefferson County.
Okay. Okay. So the student assignment will take effect what, next year?
We're looking at the year 2023.
Oh, okay.
We're
Okay.
working on the logistics now. There's a student assignment form tomorrow at the Track Center, the Norton Sports Healthcare Center.
Right.
That's tomorrow at 6:15, and then next Tuesday at Shawnee at 6 o'clock. There's another form, and the purpose of the form is just to inform our parents and our community and our families about what the new proposal looks like,
Mm-hmm.
to get their input, and just for there to be just a basic understanding of the busing patterns and how kids get to their particular schools.
Right. Right. Because it was a joy. I grew up on Cecil and Garland. I'm a CG, but I'm not a C Greenwood. I'm a Cecil and Garland. Uh,
Okay.
that somebody was saying that to me the other day. And I knew it was a joy to walk to school. And when I found out at first that a lot of kids, when busing first started, that most of the kids that lived in that neighborhood were bused out of the neighborhood. And
Mm-hmm.
there was such a community and a camaraderie. And it seems like when our children are able to socialize with the people that live where they live, then everybody's not going to be able to get along with everybody. But
Correct.
basically, there would be more of a sense of knowing each other and just going about your daily activities without issues.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I
And
think that's
so,
one of the basic tenets of the proposed student assignment plan is that we're looking at how to positively engage families and students. And
right,
so you're right, when they are closer to each other, you have that camaraderie built up. They're going to protect each other. They're going to look out for each other.
right,
And that goes a long way in bringing a sense of pride to the school.
Right. And that new auditorium. Now, see, so that's my last experience with Shawnee. Our class day was in that auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard you all would take it, because actually it wasn't too bad. The chairs weren't in really bad shape, but I understood it was like half and half. Okay.
I really wanted to keep the chairs because they don't make chairs like that anymore.
No, they don't.
They do not. I lost that battle. We have brand new chairs. We have a really up-to-date, very vivid, light, bright auditorium with very comfortable chairs. It's funny, last week, well, the first person to actually use the auditorium was our superintendent, Dr. Polio.
Right.
I didn't even let any of the teachers or other students in there until he had used the auditorium, which he used for his State of the District address.
Right.
Then the next group to use the auditorium was our teachers. The next day, we had our faculty meeting in the auditorium, and they were just in awe. It was really the first time they had seen it in all its glory. And then the day after the teachers used the auditorium, I had a guest speaker come in for a group of about 20 students. And so when I went to the auditorium while they were in there, I said, now listen, I don't want this auditorium messed up. You are the very first group to use this auditorium. If you have a pen, put it in your backpack. There will be no eating. There will be no drinking in this auditorium. You are going to take care of this auditorium.
Absolutely.
And they were like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Because I saw it on TV with Dr. Polio, and I was screaming, look at that auditorium.
Yes.
Oh, it looked beautiful. Nice,
It's
bright.
beautiful.
The chairs are what? They're yellow.
They're blue, light blue, with a sparkle of gold, just a sparkle of gold throughout the chairs.
Well, what was I looking at that looked like it was yellow?
Oh, you might have been looking at our new desk chairs that are in the classrooms. Those are yellow.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Blue.
Could have been
Yes.
that. Okay.
You might have seen those. Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you, it was like, yes, like it was, Shawnee was back. It was alive and doing well and thriving. I mean, you still have the aeronautics program?
We do. And we've actually added on to that. I'm not sure if you saw it last week, but we have a brand new $105,000 simulator. So our aviation students are able to get into this simulator that simulates a cockpit in an airplane.
Right.
And so they are grabbing onto that. So that was a nice price tag. We were able to purchase that. And then we're adding back to Shawnee the aircraft maintenance program, which they had a couple of years ago in partnership with JCPC. We already have an airplane. You're the first to hear about the airplane.
Oh, right. I'm breaking news.
All right. Breaking news. We already have an airplane that's going to be coming to Shawnee. Now, they're not going to get the airplane together to fly, but they are going to work on that plane and figure out how an airplane does fly. And so that's going back to our hangar. So I'm very excited about that.
Wow. I mean, you've got, I'm thinking the pool. Because I came down the day that you all had the tour.
Yes, ma'am.
And the auditorium wasn't finished then, but I got to see, I had never seen the pool. And the third floor wasn't finished. Was the third floor finished?
The third floor was finished. But
when you all had the tour,
the auditorium, when we did the tour, the third floor was finished. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And that was like, it felt like, I mean, I had a flash of so many memories of going to that school, so it's, it might sound crazy, but, in Louisville, you meet somebody, who's your family and where'd you go to school?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
you know. So
Mm-hmm.
those things are a part of our Louisville culture, because
Yes.
then we associate, you know, what was going on in that school at that time, and the
Mm-hmm.
children, the students can now be as elated about going to Shawnee now as
Yes.
I was going 50 years ago.
Yes. And that's the plan. Shawnee has such a rich tradition.
Yeah,
Um, I have made it my mission to go through the yearbooks and look at the transitions over time and see all of the great Shawnee alum. We have so many great Shawnee alum that are doing huge things right now.
right,
So just that rich history there, we want to make sure that we return to that. We want to bring back our marching band. The
oh
principal of Central and
yes,
I have already talked about bringing back well, we actually did it this past spring with our basketball. We want to bring back the Best in the West Classic. And so we want our schools to participate, Central versus Shawnee. And
okay,
so a lot of things that we want to do together, because they are two, great schools in the West End of Louisville.
right.
And we've got great kids at both of them, and we want to go back to that friendly rivalry.
Right, right. Because it was definitely a friendly rivalry, because now I went to Shawnee, but my boyfriend went to Central.
Oh, okay, yes, ma'am.
I had
Hmm.
look, and I was a cheerleader, and he played basketball for Central. So
Oh,
now you know I stepped out of line, but you know it was all right.
yes, ma'am.
It wasn't a big to do. They didn't say too much to me about it. I didn't hear a whole lot of. I didn't
Hmm.
get a whole lot of flack about it, but it did happen. But
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
Shawnee is on the move. So what is
We
your
are.
vision? Where do you want this to go? What do you want? What do you want to happen? Because I know you've got a lot of things, like you're saying, the best of the West. Now we got to get our alumni back straight too, right?
We do. The alumni have got to come back because we can't do it by ourselves. It's going to take all of us and then some to make things happen. And we can tell over the years that that's just what has happened. People are coming together and talking about Shawnee and how we can make it a great place. Um,
Right.
it already is a great place, but an even greater place. But I have a few more sleeves, a few more tricks up my sleeve of
Uh-huh.
things we want to do. Definitely talking about making sure that our students are getting the best educational opportunity possible. And so that is just more than academics, but focusing on their mental health, focusing on needs for our families, really just supporting the Shawnee community. And when I say the Shawnee community, I'm not just talking about the school, but the area around the school.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
Shawnee. That is
Yeah.
our area, the
Right.
west end of town. And so that we consider that a part of the Shawnee campus. And so we want to support as much as we can. And we do that through the other things that we have in Shawnee. We have the district satellite office, which is an outbranching of the JCPS office, district office. It just provides services for our families who may be unable to get to Van Hoos.
Right.
And then we have our neighborhood place that is there to support the needs of the community. So they provide food, they provide lahi, just access to community resources that they
Right.
need.
You know,
So
I was
when
curious
shop,
about that
uh
once
huh,
before about the PTA, especially for
yes.
when the kids that were busted in. I'm saying, so how do the parents? So now uh, has that involvement increased?
Well, it's funny that you asked that. We had a very active PTSA a couple of years ago, and then just through graduations and things happening, we kind of lost that parent base. But we are
And
working to
COVID,
reignite our PTSA and COVID. Yes, we are working to reignite our PTSA to have parents have that voice in school. And we have some parents right now that are working through that, and I'm going to do some great things before the end of the school year to help with our students. Along with that, we want to get, of course, our alumni associations back up and running. We have several classes that meet and
Right.
do some things for Shawnee. I wanted to pull together and have one large alumni association. You can still have your classes, but just one large
Right.
alumni association that can come together and do things for the school and for the community as a whole. And when I talk to alumni like yourself, that sense of pride that's of saying that you went to Shawnee is there, and it's contagious. And my kids need to see that. They need to
Yes.
be
Yes, they
excited and
do.
talk to people that
Absolutely.
went to Shawnee and can talk about all the great things that happened at Shawnee. So I got a few other things that I'm going to just keep under the wraps
You
for a
keep that
while,
on the
and
wraps for right
just,
now. Okay. Okay.
yes, just watch me
I won't
work.
tip your hand at the moment. But I wanted to say one thing. I have been speaking with Miss Lott
Yes.
because I have a program that she's very interested in. As far as it's a, um, it's called Advantage, ADV Vantage.
Okay.
That's artist development and video production.
Oh,
That I
okay.
teach, I would teach artist development because a
Uh-huh.
lot of our students have talent. Just like when I
Mm-hmm.
went to Shawnee, I was able to blossom with my singing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, but I got into show business just by OJT.
Uh-huh.
But now I can teach them, those that want to sing, performing artists that want to
Mm-hmm.
sing, that want to dance, that
Yes.
want to be musicians, that want to be models, that want to be
Mm-hmm.
comedians. That there is a path to take, just like any other job. You have to prepare, and
Yes.
so I'm looking to do that, but for 16 to 25-year-olds, because
Yes,
those are
ma'am.
the ones that have the guns in their hands.
Yes, ma'am.
So look
It's
for
funny that
me.
you said that today. Sometimes I just get a song on my heart.
Yeah.
And so I was singing in the front office. I was going to get myself a cup of coffee and run some copies. And I was singing, and one of my students was in there. He was with another staff member. And he was just waiting for this other staff member. And I was just singing. He said, "Whoop, Miss Rice, you sing?" I said, "Oh, yeah." He said, "I did not know that." I said, "Oh, yeah, there's a lot of things that I do, but I love singing." And I think we have a lot of kids that would blossom if they were able to sing and perform and
Right.
dance and rap. And so, yeah,
So
I love
I'm looking forward to that, doing that piece. And there's another piece that's going to help the alumni situation that you and I spoke about before. And I want to make mention about losing our president of the Shawnee alumni, Dwayne Haynes.
Mhm.
Um, that was tragic to me. That
Yes.
has affected me like nothing I've experienced in a long time.
Hmm.
Because he was not only my church member and the president of the alumni, he was just my friend,
Yes,
you know.
ma'am. Hmm.
And he was so engaged with that alumni. I mean, he'd
Hmm.
be out recruiting, and he'd go to all the different alumni uh, gatherings. It didn't matter what
Yes.
class; he'd be there trying to recruit. So
Hmm.
I have spoken to a gentleman, Mr. Chester King, that
Yes.
he
Hmm.
and I are going to be kind of on top of helping you to get that alumni back in
Great.
place.
Great.
Okay,
Yes.
and we've
Yes.
got a
We definitely need that. Yes.
we've got a in May I am putting together a book signing for a Shawnee alumni who was a
Yes, ma'am.
45-year TV anchor in DC.
Hmm.
His name is Bruce Johnson, who's written a
Yes,
book.
ma'am.
So
Hmm.
he's coming back to Louisville. So, and I want him to come talk to the kids
Hmm.
because I think they need to see, he grew up on Kaiser Court, overall 40,
Wow.
43rd and Hale.
Uh huh.
Okay. So, but he grew up in the West. So it doesn't, where you live has nothing to do with what you can become.
Absolutely not.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I just want to say to you, thank you for that third time making the decision to come to Shawnee, because I knew that you were going to make some things happen. I'm telling you, when I met you at Western Middle School, I was saying, ooh, she's on and popping. And I knew just because you were a little bitty thing, I said, girlfriend, don't play.
No, ma'am.
So, but to give them what they need, it's such a, it's such a, I thank you. I just
Yes,
really
ma'am.
thank you myself personally, because it means a lot to me to see the school be what it was supposed to be
Yes, ma'am.
and come back
And
to be.
the kids are so deserving. They are so just loving. And I meant what I say when they have my cell phone number. They have it. I picked one up this morning. You know, can you come pick me up in the morning? Well, I guess so. Yes, I'll be there. If that means you're going to get to school on time, because she usually doesn't come to school on time, then yeah, I'm going to pick you up in the morning so you can be there on time.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But they are so deserving. They are just I say that we spoil them. And
Well, good.
the teachers, when
When
I
you
say that,
spoil
they're
with
like,
love,
oh,
that's a
you're
good
right.
thing.
Yes, yes. But when I say we can't do that, then that's what I mean.
Right.
But yes, they're a great group of kids.
Well, Principal Kym Rice, I think you all that and 6, 7, 8 bags of chips and 0 Coca-Cola.
Oh, well, thank you.
The best one. So, but thank you. I want to thank you for coming on the show. I know your plate's been full, and you've done a fabulous job, and I'm here to help you in any way that I can. And know that.
Well,
just say, if I need to call Janice, just call me. You know,
and
you'll have my phone number just as well. And
yes,
you want to
ma'am.
come on, or you want to bring some kids on, you want to showcase some kids, we can do that as well.
Okay. I would love that. Thank you like so much.
Good.
It has been a pleasure, and I appreciate you. And we're gonna get together. We're gonna make this. We're gonna do some great things.
Okay, darling. Thank you so much. It's dinner time. Go have your dinner. Bon appetit.
Yeah, well, it's time to go work out, and then I'm gonna go have dinner.
Okay. Do your thing.
Okay.
Thank you,
ma'am.
darling. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Principal Kym Rice down at the Academy of Shawnee, my alma mater. On with Shawnee, watch our colors fly. Gold and white are floating o'er us, keeping standards high. Hey, 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 don't tell me I don't remember. And plus, I take my privileges. You know, so I had to stay on top of things. That was wonderful. I enjoyed that, because I'm a little sentimental about my high school, because my high school gave me a chance to grow, to blossom, to become who I am today. Even as far as, I took my first French class at Shawnee that exposed me to wanting to go to Paris, and ended up living in Paris for 5 years. You know, so things like that you didn't think of, but I had that French class, you know, and his name was Monsieur Papier. Monsieur Papier. And I've since met his son and his daughter. And I said, did your daddy used to teach at Shawnee? And they said, yes. I said, oh, he was my French teacher. That's how, I guess, entrenched school was back in the day, when, you know, it was a joy to go to school, and you were in love with your teachers, and you were kind of in love with your classmates, because they were your neighbors. You know, they were your friends. You walked to school together. You rode the bus together, the city bus, because I used to catch the bus. It was the Hill Street bus line. And I'd have a friend that would save my seat on the bus in the mornings. It was just a lot of wonderful memories. And I see our children going through so much trauma. And when I think about my own childhood, how wonderful it was. And most of my friends that are my age, that we didn't have traumatic childhoods. Nobody was shooting and killing each other when we grew up. There might be an incident here and there, but nothing like today. And I think parents need some help too, as far as they need something for their children to do when school is out. And children need to feel like they have some hope. When I moved back to Louisville, I was told that our kids didn't think they were going to live until 18. That's a horrible thought. I mean, to have no hope, is to give up on life. Plus the spiritual guidance that our children need. I don't know if they go to church like they used to go to church back in the day, but everybody need a little Jesus. Actually, everybody need a whole lot of Jesus. So let's all you Shawnee alumni, I send you out. I share my posts with you every time I come on, because my alumni, you were my base. You were my very first base. So let's get back involved. Let's get back involved with Shawnee and help Principal Rice raise the roof. She's already fixed it up, so we can raise it up a little bit. So I think that's what we need to do, and we know what it needs, and we know that we can step out and do something. There's a lot of things that we can do nothing about. Supporting our alma mater is something we can do something about, and I said it and I meant it. So it's dinner time, and I'm hungry. Bon appetit. Guess who's coming to dinner? I'm going to play this again on Friday, because if anybody missed it today, it'll be an encore of today's interview with Principal Rice. So take care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good week. Bye-bye.